Welcome to our YouTube channel Multi-Focus Media Stream. We are back after an extended break. We continue the ongoing series Returning to Nature Earth. Today we bring beginner's topic, which is story behind air conditioning and refrigeration. There are 4 types of refrigeration systems, namely first, mechanical vapor compression refrigeration systems. Second, vapor absorption refrigeration system. Third, evaporative cooling system. Fourth, thermoelectric refrigeration system. The 4 types of refrigeration system have many similarities. They have just as many differences too. Now, we are going to explain all 4 of them. Mechanical compression refrigeration systems. The most widely used refrigeration cycle method is mechanical compression. It has applications in both air conditioning and commercial and industrial refrigeration. As the name suggests, these types of systems transfer heat by mechanically compressing refrigerant into a low pressure cold liquid and expanding it into a high pressure hot gas. Refrigerants are substances that can boil at a wide range of temperatures with the application or removal of pressure. The refrigeration cycle contains 4 major components: the compressor, the condenser, expansion device and evaporator. Refrigerant remains piped between these 4 components and is contained in the refrigerant loop. The refrigerant begins as a cool vapor and heads to the first component, the compressor. The compressor is widely considered the engine of refrigeration cycle. It consumes the most power out of the system's components and forces the refrigerant through the system. In the process of being compressed, the cool gaseous refrigerant is turned to a very hot and high pressure vapor. After compression, the refrigerant moves to the next component in the refrigeration cycle, the condenser. The condenser's job is to cool the refrigerant so that it turns from a gas into a liquid or condenses. This happens when warm outdoor air is blown across the condenser coil that is filled with hot gaseous refrigerant. This allows heat to transfer from the refrigerant to the cooler outdoor air where the excess heat is rejected to the atmosphere. The condenser coils wind through the condenser to maximize the surface area of the piping and effectively the heat transfer to the air. The refrigerant turns from a vapor into a hot liquid due to high pressure and reduction in temperature. The refrigerant is now approaching the expansion device as a hot, high pressure liquid. The expansion device is responsible for quickly driving the pressure of the refrigerant down so it can boil or evaporate more easily in the evaporator. The expansion device has one sole purpose: to reduce refrigerant pressure. Because the pressure drops so rapidly at the expansion device, the refrigerant turns into a combination of cold liquid and vapor. Now that the refrigerant is a cold mix of liquid and gas vapor, it begins to move through the evaporator. The evaporator is responsible for cooling the air going to the space by boiling, evaporating the refrigerant flowing through it. This happens when warm air is blown across the evaporator as cold refrigerant moves through the evaporator coil. Heat transfers from the air to the refrigerant, which cools the air directly before it is vented into the space. Like the condenser coil, the evaporator coil also winds through the evaporator to maximize heat transfer from the refrigerant to the air. The low pressure liquid refrigerant is easily boiled by the warm air blown across the evaporator and heads back to the compressor as a cool gas or vapor. Heat is absorbed by the refrigerant cooling in the air in the evaporator and expelled from the refrigerant to the outdoor air in the condenser. Simultaneously, the expansion device and compressor helps us manipulate the pressure of the refrigerant to make the cycle possible. The latent heat required to boil off this refrigerant from a liquid to a gas is taken from the air as it passes through the coil, thus cooling the air. This boiling process is called evaporation. Thus, the coil in which this occurs is referred to as our evaporator. The evaporator is where we collect the heat we want to remove. The latent heat process happens at a low temperature because of the nature and properties of the refrigerant and the low pressure in this part of the refrigeration system. For example, if the tumbler of water at 212 Fahrenheit is further heated, it will begin to boil. As more heat is added, it will continue to boil until all the water turns into steam gas. While boiling, the temperature will not increase above 212 Fahrenheit. This is the latent heating process. The temperature doesn't change, but the state changes from liquid to a gas. A characteristic of a refrigerant is its ability to boil, that is, to change from a liquid to a gas at a low temperature. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't already, and click bell to all notifications so that you don't miss any of our videos. Till then, take care, be safe, bye bye.